Hello, everyone. Today's the day that we are going to do 5 days of simple strategies that you can help yourself to begin addressing the issue of junk food if you have that as a problem. So I'm Sana Karpalati, and my website is sanakarpalati.com or lifechangingenergytherapies.com. You can reach me at the information there if you have a question, or you can always email me at hi Millicent, hi Lee. You can always email me with your questions. So today we are going to take a look at a very important question. Okay, do you have a problem with junk food? So I believe that it's a really important question to not only ask, but to begin engaging the conversation with yourself to first increase the awareness of what is happening for you and what has happened for you in the past, and to increase your awareness of your habits and your behaviors. It is through this work that I have come to believe very, very firmly and clearly that we all have the answers to our problems inside of ourselves. And that's what I facilitate in my work, is to take you to that place. So where you have the answers within yourself. So today we're going to work on increasing your awareness and facilitate a small taste of a guided experience that I created for you. So if you're driving, you know, I don't know if you can even do Facebook when you're driving, but I would really just turn me off right now, and you can listen later. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is let's compare a regular meal with a craving that you might have. So think about your meal time. So when you sit down for a meal, there's a certain level of natural or organic hunger. Okay, and you'll sit down to a variety of different foods every day for the most part. Okay, you'll have proteins, fruits, vegetables, starches, and grains of various kinds. So you're fueling the body. And when you get up from the table, you feel pretty satisfied, and you are able to sustain your energy for several hours, maybe up to 5 hours until the next meal. Okay, cravings are very different. You overeat certain classifications or certain categories of foods like sugar, salt, the fats, or synthetic foods. So some people tend to go towards one or the other. So the interesting thing is that junking also increases a false hunger, and what we'll learn in the next few days is that it's easy to misread the cues and the sensations that are occurring in the body. So this false hunger kind of causes us or drives us to search out additional foods to satisfy what we believe is hunger, but actually is not. And the sad part is that we have a tendency to go toward the same foods. We may go for more sugar or additional salt, pretzels, that sort of thing. The other piece is that when we are involved in a craving, we aren't consciously aware of what we're eating and how much we're eating. We can, the potato chip bag, for example, will tell us when we're finished, basically because it's empty. Okay, so what I'd like to do is to take this time to kind of go through a little journey here with you so that you can get a taste of what a facilitated, guided experience it entails, and also to kind of touch in with yourself and to get this information that can be really valuable as you begin to inquire and engage this conversation about not only what is important to you, but what it is that you want to do in terms of and understanding the role that junk food has in your life. Okay, so obviously, I'm assuming that you're sitting in front of your computer, so you can do this with your eyes open or closed. It doesn't matter to me. Okay, so the first thing I want you to do is that all of you have qualities that are good ones. Maybe you're strong-willed, or you're honest, or you're very determined, smart, loving, caring. I want you to bring up that part of you that is strong. Now, when I say that, what that means is, and what you don't realize, or a lot of people don't realize, is that you can change your state of mind very consciously and deliberately anytime you want to. So I want you to imagine for a moment, I want you to just project out in front of you this part of you that maybe it's the part of you that you take to work, the part that's smart and loving and caring, or the part of you that sits down to write a book, Sophie, and the part of you that speaks or that is loving and caring to your spouse. So just take a moment and imagine yourself in front of you there, where you are kind of involved or engaged with these qualities that define you as a person. Okay, so as you see that person there, what I want you to do is I want you to step outside of your life. So for example, you are going to be peering into your life here and watching and observing yourself move through an ordinary day. So it's almost like you're stepping outside of yourself and looking in onto your life. Okay, so you're going to scan or walk through whatever it is that you want to do, because what you're going to notice when you wake up in the morning here, you may notice that the mornings are pretty good. Then maybe around 2 o'clock, the junking habit gets triggered here, and then you return back to your day, then it becomes triggered here at some point. So what I want you to focus in without judgment or criticism, because keep in mind, this is not all your fault. And we'll talk about that, the strategy and the sales marketing that happens over time. So I want you to do this without judgment or criticism. And that's a really important piece here, because as you increase awareness and have this observation of yourself and what you're doing, then you're going to be able to take greater charge over your life. So I want you to do that now. I want you to take this strong part of you and just observe your life and really focus in where you notice that the need to use food to help you is sort of happening in the day, because it will have a specific place in the day or a specific time. And we'll talk about that in a minute. So go ahead and just scan through your day right now. And just notice, where is the problem? If you have one, you may not know. The mind has a tendency to fool us, to deny what we're doing. Having this awareness gives you power. It allows you to tune in so that you can make the changes that you want. So just notice and observe. Okay, so you may have noticed like a certain area in your life where it gets difficult for some reason, and you may not know what that is. All you know is that there's a feeling of overwhelm, and you have paired food with getting the relief of whatever this is that you're carrying into the experience. So as you have scanned through your day, okay, and you notice, well, there's a spike here, there's a spike here, then you are going to have a lot of really good information to know where you can focus your efforts and what it is that you need to do. So now I want to show you a breath technique that is literally designed to reset the nervous system. So if you just pay attention, to like 0 to 10 right now, how stressed do you feel? Like 10 being pretty high, okay, 0 being no stress at all, you're basically okay. So just go ahead and give yourself a number and tune in with your body and notice what you feel like right now. It's upset, anything bothering you, anything like that. Just notice, give it a number. Okay, so I want you to breathe like this, and you're going to do it 3 to 5 times. Because the reason why I'm showing you this, because I want you to know how effective it is, how there are effective strategies that can really help you to kind of pull the reins in and manage yourself here before you get to this place where you're doing damage to your body and to your life. Okay. So inhale through your nose and inhale as fully as you can, and then pause for the count of 2, a really solid 2 count, and then exhale through your mouth until you feel empty. So it looks like this. So do that 3 to 5 times. When you're finished, tune back in with yourself and just notice what has happened, if anything. Now, there's nothing wrong if you're feeling kind of, highly stressed, to do it again. But when you begin to pair feeling stressed, feeling overwhelmed, like it's just too much, with breath, then you can begin to bring the load down. Okay, so what I want you to do now, okay, is I want you to go to that place in that we just scanned through your day, and I want you to go to one of the places where you noticed that there was junking happening, okay? And I want you to see yourself, maybe you are sitting in your favorite chair watching TV, and you know that that's a place where you go back and forth to the cupboards and get various foods. Maybe you go immediately after work. I had a client who drove every day into a McDonald's, got one of the big burgers and drove back home. And she just always said, oh, I'm not hungry when she got to dinner, but that was why. Okay, you also might have a 2 o'clock slump during the day where you automatically get up and reach for M&Ms or go to the vending machine. Okay, so those are the places where I want you to nudge it up into consciousness so that you can begin to decide consciously what it is that you want to do with it. Okay, maybe you don't want to do anything, which is perfectly fine. But as you become aware, again, that gives you the power of choice to make the decisions that are best for your life. Okay, so now let's get creative with this. Okay, so you have your strong self who was peering into your life. Then you also have this part of you that is struggling, that needs something or wants something. Okay, so we have two parts of you here. All right, so what I want you to do is I want you to go for a walk with each other. Now, maybe it's outside at an urban park, or maybe you're just kind of hanging out in your family room. But I want you to see these two different parts of you, your strong self and this part of you that's hurting. Now, you might notice that these two different parts are a little bit, they look different. Maybe they have different postures, or as you look into the face of the part of you that's struggling, you might notice something, okay? So what I want you to do is I want this strong part to lead this struggling part and to just go on a walk and to be together or to be in your family room. Okay, now I want you, now we all talk to ourselves. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want your strong part, okay, to ask and engage the part of you that's hurting and ask, what do you need? What's important to you? So just go inside and listen for the answer, because everything is within you. You have all of the answers within you about your life and also how to change it by transferring strength from the part of you that is strong, is loving and kind and caring, to this part of you who's struggling, just as you would for a friend or a child or another loved one. So ask yourself, what is it you need? What's important to you? What makes you use food? And just listen to what this part of you says. Now, sometimes you may not hear the words or the language, but you might notice something. It's a small voice that comes up from within. And also, I've also had clients who didn't get anything in that moment, but when they went to their favorite chair and started snacking, then that's when the information flooded forward. Okay, so what I want you, good job, Millicent, I like that. So the next time that you sit and begin the junking experience, because it's not just about the food, there's an entire experience that evolves around that that bag of potato chips or Skittles or whatever happens to be. And we're going to spend the next couple of days talking about it. The next 4 days, every day at 3 o'clock, we're going to talk about a different aspect of it and give you some other tools. Okay, so now what I want you to do, okay, see, nobody wants to be tethered to Milk Duds or soda. I mean, that doesn't feel so good, does it? Because when you decide consciously to enjoy something, is it about never having M&Ms? Probably not, but see, you have to decide that. If you can sit down and enjoy a couple, then by all means go for it. Okay, I had a client about 10 years ago who went through a very nasty divorce. And what happened was, in order to cope and manage through the divorce, she sat down every night and she just let this vanilla chocolate chip ice cream just melt down down through the throat. And so, okay, so the divorce was finalized, and she, 10 years later, she was still enjoying ice cream every night on the couch. Now, she had gained about 35 pounds through that time period. And as soon as we processed and she made this, she bridged that connection between the ice cream and how it so sneakily became a part of her evening routine, then we were able to reset that experience for her in a session, and then and kind of rework how she was managing herself, and she started to lose weight. So I don't do weight loss per se. I work with stress eating issues. So sometimes in this work, you discover an undercurrent of a pain, a trauma, or a stress that occurs. But I can say to you that you can find a strength to create a shift or to change anything in your life. And it doesn't require 5 or 8 years of therapy. The workshop that I'm doing next Saturday, Be Done With It, creates a really safe environment where you can swiftly clear the table of this junk that is kind of infiltrating your life through the unresolved emotional distress, or how the food industry has kind of yanked us into believing that it's okay and that you're weak, because you're not. So the workshop is unique. It's very empowering and very enlightening. So if you're interested, you're welcome to give me a call or an email. I'm more than happy to talk with you about it. So there are many hidden forces to junking, and I am passionately committed to helping people with this issue. So thank you so much. I appreciate all of you who have stopped by. Kevin, hi Kevin, Molly, Chris, Millicent, let's see who else is here. Melanie, Celeste, Gerald, Antonio, Tony, Rich, John, Barb, Sophie from England, Lee, and Millicent. Well, thank you all so much. And if you have any questions, I am here to help you or to guide you or provide you with a resource. So thank you so much. Love you all. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow at 3 o'clock.